ship.
One. Are you sure?
Yes. They called it the Pillar of Autumn.
Why was it not destroyed with the rest of their fleet?
It fled as we set fire to their planet. But I followed with all the ships in my command.
When you first saw Halo, were you blinded by its majesty?
Blinded?
Paralyzed? Dumbstruck?
No.
Yet the humans were able to evade your ships, land on the sacred ring, and desecrate it with their filthy footsteps.
Noble hierarchs, surely you understand that once the parasite attacked...
There will be order in this council.
You were right to focus your attention on the Flood. But this demon, this Master Chief...
By the time I learned the demon's intent, there was nothing I could do.
Noble Prophet of Truth, this has gone on long enough. Make an example of this bungler. The Council demands it.
You are one of our most treasured instruments. Long have you led your fleet with honor and distinction. But your inability to safeguard Halo was a colossal failure.
It was heresy.
I will continue my campaign against the humans.
No, you will not. Soon the great journey shall begin. But when it does, the weight of your heresy will stay your feet, and you shall be left behind.
The plating was about to fail. There's viscosity throughout the gel layer. Optics, totally fried. And let's not even talk about the power supply. You know how expensive this gear is, son?
Tell that to the Covenant.
Well, I guess it was all obsolete anyway. Your new suit's a Mark 6, just came up from Songnam this morning. Try and take it easy until you get used to the upgrades. Okay, let's test your targeting first thing. Please look at the top light. Good. Now look at the bottom light. Alright, look at the top light again. That's it. Now the bottom one. Okay. Everything checks out. Stand by. I'm gonna offline the inhibitors. Move around a little, get a feel for it. When you're ready, come meet me by the zapper. Pay attention, because I'm only going over this once. This station will test your recharging energy shields. Your new armor shields are extremely resilient, very efficient. Bingo! As you can see, they recharge a lot faster. If your shields go down, find some cover, wait for the meter to read fully charged.
That, or he can hide behind me. You done with my boy here, Master Guns? I don't see any training wheels.
His armor's working fine, Johnson, so shut your chilly hole. You're free to go, son. Just remember, take things slow.
Don't worry, I'll hold his hand.
So, Johnson, when you gonna tell me how you made it back home in one piece?
Sorry, Guns. It's classified.
My ass! Well, you can forget about those adjustments to your A2 scope.
Well, he's in a particularly fine mood. Maybe Lord Hood didn't give him an invitation. Earth. Haven't seen it in years. When I shipped out for basic, the orbital defense grid was all theory and politics. Now look, the Cairo is just one of 300 geosync platforms. That Mac gun can put a round clean through a Covenant capital ship. Port coordinated fire from the Athens and the Malta, nothing's getting past this battle cluster in one piece. Ships have been arriving all morning. Nobody's saying much, but I'll bet something big's about to happen.
You told me there wouldn't be any cameras.
And you told me you were gonna wear something nice. Folks need heroes, Chief, to give them hope. So smile, would you? Well, we still got something to smile about.
Drawn quite a crowd. If they came to hear me beg, they will be disappointed. Are you sure?
Gentlemen, we're lucky to have you back. Go ahead, Cortana.
Another whisper, sir, near Io. We have probes en route.
I apologize, but we're going to have to make this quick.
You look nice.
Thank you.
Sergeant Major, the Colonial Cross is awarded for acts of singular daring and devotion. For a soldier of the United Earth Space Corps,
There can be no greater heresy. Let him be an example for all who would break our covenant.
Commander Miranda Keyes, your father's actions were in keeping with the highest traditions of military service. His bravery in the face of impossible odds reflects great credit upon himself and the UNSC. The Navy has lost one of its best.
Slip space ruptures directly off our battle cluster.
Show me.
15 Covenant capital ships holding position just outside the kill zone.
This is Fleet Admiral Harper. We are engaging the enemy.
Negative, Admiral. Form a defensive perimeter around the cluster. Commander, get to your ship. Link up with the fleet.
Yes, sir.
You have the mech gun, Cortana. As soon as they come in range, open up.
Gladly.
Something's not right. The fleet that destroyed Reach was 50 times this size.
Sir, additional contacts. Boarding craft and lots of them.
They're going to try to take our mech guns offline. Give their capital ships a straight shot at Earth. Master Chief, defend this station.
Yes, sir. I need a weapon.
Right this way.
Inbound.
Bright and early, soldier.
How's it going, Malta?
Stand by. They're latched. Check your targets, watch the crossfire. They're in standard formation. Little bastards up front, big ones in back. Good luck, Cairo.
Feel the fire on that bulkhead. As soon as that door opens, let them have it.
I know this is not really a nostalgia play because this is the new Halo 2 Anniversary Edition. However, for me, it's what I imagined most of this looked like, and so I think unlike the original Halo, which did not get a good anniversary edition, this one actually feels like there was some time put into it to improve the visuals. I think that they really should have spent the time to recover the lost parts of the cut game content and reintroduce that into the game. But this is the way I think that you should probably play Halo 2, because Halo 2 in its original form has a lot of visual elements that are problematic, and it is a dated game and a game that I think was overrated when it came out. This particular mission is an absolute nightmare on Legendary and is very poorly designed for completion, and they really should have spent the time to make different battles more evenly weighted.
Not bad, Marine.
Steel pressure door.
Follow me, Marine.
Quarters and habitat alpha. I need a squad in habitat alpha ASAP. Response team, security station 3.
This is another area I think reflects some poor design choices because, one, it's reused later on, and just in general, this repetitiveness of design was endearing in the original Halo, but it's not here. There's nothing here that's fun in the same kind of way that the design for Halo 1 was in its campaign. It felt like the campaign was an afterthought for Bungie in comparison to the multiplayer, and it absolutely shows, because everything feels like it's stuck together with tape. And I find it amusing that people are so incredibly in love with this particular game. I think this is maybe the worst Halo that Bungie produced, by far. And it's not close. You might love the multiplayer, but if you're basing your love of these games only upon their story and upon their execution of those stories and how you interact with those characters, in the case of most franchises, that's how you build connection with something. This was an absolute failure. There are some great moments that are never properly realized or are left hanging, and it ends up having to be fixed by Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST in ways that this game should have done. There are some great moments that were written here, but nothing to surround them. Also, whose brilliant idea was it to add turrets to the game of Halo and then make them completely useless so that way you die as soon as you get on one? Here again is what I believe to be another big design flaw, in that this particular fight is not weighted properly, and the number of weapons that you have is not enough to take out the number of enemies that are coming in. That was the first thing I remember when I first started playing this, was that it was just miserable trying to play this on Legendary. Even on Heroic, it was just not pleasant, and it wasn't fun to try and beat it. Yes, eventually it felt like there was a payoff to beating it, but it more felt like a chore than fun. And I still feel that way. I have played every other Halo mission up until the end of Halo 4, and this is by far the least favorite time I've had in any of those missions. I know everybody tends to hate the library. This is my library. I can't stand it. And the introduction of certain parts of the game mechanics here are somewhat fun, such as later on where you see a skull, but really the only reason to play Cairo Station is the cinematics before and the cinematics after. In fact, the playthrough itself is so obnoxious that this is almost skippable, because all you need is the introduction to know what's going on and to know that Master Chief is going to be amazing and pull off a fantastic save with the Covenant bomb. And that's the only reason to play this mission. It's not fun. I remember when I first came up with my strat for beating this particular area, I went and I would gather every single solitary weapon that was in the prior section, so that way I would have weapons to even fight the guys that keep spawning in. And the sucky thing is that you get locked behind a door, and what you brought in is all you get to have until this particular fight is over. And I really despise that type of gameplay.
Malta, what is your status? Over.
I don't believe it! They're retreating! We won!
This is bad. Real bad.
The complaints that I voiced before could be repeated ad nauseum throughout this entire mission.
Fire station, Tram Terminal 1.
for the communications center.
Hey, they're leaving the Athens.
Cortana, assessment.
That explosion came from inside the Athens, same as the Malta. The Covenant must have brought something with them. A bomb.
Then they sure as hell brought one here. Chief, find it.
All non-combat personnel to pressure zone.
Come on now! Is that a weapon or a flesh? Oh!
Fire teams to Habitat Delta. Operators are taking security
Need a squad and habitat shelter.
Come on, Chief, this way.
I was almost on board when they showed up.
Don't worry, ma'am. We're on it.
Thanks, Chief. I owe you one.
By the ring! Has your courage abandoned you, demon?
Sir, boarders have breached the fire control center. They have a bomb.
Can you defuse it?
Yes, but I'll need the Chief's help to make contact with the detonator.
Chief, get to the bomb, double time. Cortana, prioritize targets and fire at will.
On my way!
First,
Alert. Border. Port dry down. All hands to pressure zone. Combat personnel report to evacuation station. All hands report to evacuation station.
There's more of them.
Clock's ticking, Chief. Get down here.
The carriers are breaking through, sir. They're heading straight for the Cairo. Cortana, concentrate your fire. Everyone, form up. Follow my lead.
The first carrier completely ignored us, sir. Flew through the Malta's debris field and headed straight for Earth. Just so you know, there are quite a few elites guarding the bomb. You may need to get creative.
inside your head now.
How much time was left?
You don't want to know.
Cairo, this is an Emberclad. The carrier shield is down. I'm in position and ready for immediate assault.
Negative, Commander. Not against a ship that size. Not on your own.
Sir, permission to leave the station.
For what purpose, Master Chief?
To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Permission granted.
I know what you're thinking, and it's crazy.
So, stay here.
Unfortunately for us both, I like crazy. Just one question. What if you miss?
I won't.
Pretty good.
Chief, get inside. Gear up.
We're taking this fight to the surface.